It's a record fall from a dizzying height. Today, new numbers were released from Canada's biggest real estate market, and they're likely to make buyers pretty happy. When the Toronto housing market was peaking in March of last year, the average home price in the GTA was just over $915,000. But this March, it is down, way down, to an average of about $784,000. That's the biggest year-over-year price drop since 1991. The number of home sales is way down, too, in Toronto and in Vancouver. It is the big chill that governments really wanted. But as Jacqueline Hansen explains, it may not last.
It is getting competitive.
This Toronto realtor is walking his clients through listings, but their options are limited.
There is a lack of inventory in downtown, not too many people selling.
Listings and sales are down, but when it comes to prices, it's all about perspective. Overall, they've dropped a lot since this time last year, but that's when the market was at the peak of its frenzy. Look back even further, and prices are still higher than they were 2, 3, 4 years ago. And they're starting to climb again.
If you look at the interventions that the government have made, you have look at the foreign home buyers tax, looks at the changes in the rental regulations, look at the stress tests, and you still see markets are not crashing. They are actually adjusted and then stabilizing, and in the near likelihood will start rising.
This real estate professor says government attempts to cool housing markets in both Toronto and Vancouver worked, but only temporarily.
The main lesson to learn from all this is that these regulatory changes have a sort of a short-term effect on moderating prices.
And in the meantime, many buyers still determined to get into both markets have turned to condos, driving up prices.
It's been exhausting.
Tough. I
yeah.
would call it tough.
Yeah.
It's not an easy market.
Tarwinder and Dimple Segal have been looking for a Toronto condo for 3 months. In that short time, they've watched prices climb and had to raise their budget. But they're not giving up.
Now is the right time to invest because 2 years, if
later,
you wait later,
we don't know what's going to happen.
I'm thinking it's going to be over $1 million, easily because, there's more demand than the supply.
Confidence in a real estate market that many still consider unaffordable. Jacqueline Hansen, CBC News, Toronto.